All right, well, you've all seen this 20-gallon in my office. This is the tank that Sport resides in. And there's green jade shrimp in here, and there's some, what are they, Paleotis cories, the peppered cories? There's one now, and there should be 5 in here. And then there's a bunch of royal whiptails. And there he goes. And there's another one right there. There's 2 more right there. Right? And I constantly put leaves in here. You've heard me go on about leaf litter. I've got banana leaf in here right now because both the shrimp, the snails, and the whiptails all like the banana leaves. And you've seen me put up videos, shorts a lot, of getting rid of all the bladder snails. And I've already taken about 500 bladder snails out of this tank. And you can see, look at all the little ones. There was just a huge outburst. I've got a bunch of leaves here that I'd gotten from the tree outside, somewhere out there. And I had these leaves soaking for, I don't know, 3-4 days, and not to get the tannins out, but just so they maybe sink faster. And I usually pile them up in this corner, and you can see how few are left. There's the peppered cory right there. They are pretty. And a lot of just skeletonized leaves now, just the veins. And eventually they go away too. But that's all courtesy of the whiptails and the shrimp and the snails. So I'm gonna move, there's one of the whiptails. They are such cool looking. They look like little sharks kinda. I'll put that banana leaf back in afterwards. But I'm gonna grab a handful of these. And instead of getting them all over the floor, this time, you know, usually I put them in dry, or very often I put them in dry, and they eventually sink. And this time I'm putting them in wet, so hopefully they will sink and settle more quickly. Got a few more here. So anything worth doing is worth overdoing. And then, yeah, I got to keep an eye on the parameters in this tank because all this leaf litter breaking down. But I do a water change on it, and I do about 50%. I try to do it weekly. And I use the water out of this. It goes into my my brine shrimp bucket outside. My live brine shrimp bucket tops it off, and my green water bucket. So it tops all this stuff off. So it's not a total loss. And then you just put the rest in the landscape. Now let's put the light back over it. See what it looks like all lit up. There it is. Kind of cool, huh? So it'll settle. This is weird too. You know, after soaking this leaf litter, and I imagine it happened in the tank too, but after soaking the leaf litter in this 2-gallon bucket for, you know, what did I say, 3, 4, 5 days, it smelled like somebody peed in the bucket. So I'm hoping that's not the case. I don't think anybody did, but I rinsed it, and it still smells like that a little bit. Hopefully it'll be all right in here. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Usually Sundays I try and do a water change in this tank. So in the meantime, hopefully everybody's happy. There's one of the green jades. There's a green jade that turned blue. When I bought these green jade shrimp, the guy that sold them to me said that they throw off a lot of color variants. So if I want to keep real good green jade, I'm going to have to cull. So I know people talk about culling all the time. I'll be damned if I know what that means. Do you just throw them out, or do you like put them in a Skittles thing and get rid of them that way? That's a good question, huh? So here we are the next day, and you can see how much the leaves have just settled into the tank. And they probably covered some jungle valsinaria. That's right there in the corner. And the shrimp are in there. And I'm not seeing any of the whiptails right now. They were up in the leaf litter yesterday. It's kind of cool to see them do that. But it's also kind of pretty, I think, to see this leaf litter in there. I like that look. And in no time, this will be down to nothing. I don't know where the whiptails are right now. Maybe buried down. I don't know where any of the cories are either. Let's cruise around the side here. The snail population is greatly diminished. I've been doing videos on that. Yep, no fish anywhere. Probably killed them all. That'd suck. Maybe they're all just hiding out. No, there's one of the whiptails right there. Right there. These are the Royal Farloella whiptails. Probably said that already. Whatever. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing, right? The Department of Repetitive Redundancy Department. They're a cool fish. Yeah, I don't know. They're hiding. Everybody's hiding. It's early. Oh, there's another one up there on the banana leaf. They do like their banana leaves also. Anything with bioslime. And there's Sport. Came up to say good morning. There he is. Handsome fishy. Cool. There we go. One hanging on the leaf. There's one that found its way up. Leaves create a lot of bioslime really quickly. And the whiptails like their bioslime. And that's a real asset for them, I think. And there's another one coming in right there. And I think if you have adult whiptails that are laying eggs, you want to do whatever you can to create a load of bioslime in the tank. And you can use Bacter AE, or is it AE Bacter, and Shrimp Fit. But I think also going into it, if you've got banana leaves, because they get that slime really quickly, and then other leaves, make sure they're clean. Make sure they haven't been sprayed with any kind of pesticides or anything like that. And like I said earlier in this, I soaked these for a couple days. I don't remember how many days, just in the hopes that they would sink quicker, and they did. But these provide a really good food source for the whiptail fry, and I'm going with any variety of whiptail. I think that's the case, because from what I understand, whiptail can be really hard to keep the fry alive for any length of time. And I bought these small from Aquahuna, and they were 2 packs of 4. That's the way they sell them, in 4 packs. So there were 2 packs of 4, and there was 1 DOA, and they took care of that. And the other 7 are still floating around in here. Well, swimming around. Hopefully they're not floating. They're cool little fish. I think they look like sharks. Well, like I always say, thanks members for your undying support. I'm so grateful for that. And thanks to my subscribers. Between my members and my subscribers, y'all helped me get over that 1K mark. Can't tell you how grateful I am for that. And then, like I always say, thanks for looking.